Hi, Aphrodite. How are you? It's MJ. You know that. This morning has been pretty intense already, not gonna lie. I've been having some tears. I've been having a little bit of self-hatred release. I've done 2 shares, both of which were unlisted, that I think one was like reasonable to share, and then the other one was, yes, clear vibrashe. And then the other one that I've just finished sharing, I just kind of cried the whole time. So I'm not sure that I'm going to publish it, but like sometimes I find that perhaps it is the nuggets of wisdom that come through the emotional storm. It's just that humanity just can't fucking deal with it yet, because we're all like, emotion. Why are you feeling? What's wrong with you? Why are you feeling? And you're just like, bah. There's such glory in our emotion, and that's just why we all res with each other, is that we're not. Oh, see? You see? we all have we're all having the heavy clear outs, right? Hi, BB, how are you? That's legendary. Let's all be in our top 10s, okay? Yes, the emotions are riding high. And our reclamation of emotional awareness is where it's happening and shifting and bridging us. And also there's something that came through, and I feel like this was in one of the shares, is that it really is our emotional awareness that is the gateway to our emancipation. It's not the mind. The mind is like a mirror. The heart is the truth of our projected field. And so our denial of the heart, i.e. emotions, and perpetual wanting to just fucking control the emotions, is actually what distorts the mental and enslaves the mind to the external reality, because we're afraid to feel. And it's that fear which ultimately blocks all that we are. And one of the more vulnerable shares that I just did was actually, again, tackling this whole privilege piece that I feel, but it's also tackling my own ego, because, oh, really clear? That might release itself in the next couple of days. There's the green rays coming through powerful. And okay. So, oh, and you are, I can feel, oh, hello, Julie. It's you, the green ray, and okay, so this stuff is feels a bit bigger to me. I feel just ever so slightly like, ooh, like moving into unknown territories for myself, but I'm just gonna trust, okay? And it's emotional. I'm emotional today, so it's just gonna be what it is. You're not blocked. The heart chakra isn't blocked. This has a huge thing to do with the false light, the archon grid, and the veil around new age spirituality and light love. This has to do with the black hole as well. This has to do, oh, thanks, Shili. I feel the love, you guys. Some of you as well sent out like a holding me in your thoughts and in your violet flame, and I really, really felt it. I was kind of lying in my void yesterday, and I literally could feel myself being surrounded in love. So okay, yes, thank you, clear vibrations. Okay, we're gonna go back. Hi, John, how are you? Hi, Limitless Love. Welcome this morning, you guys. So I feel intuitively that what we're moving into is a deeper, greater, and actual anchored, crystallized awareness of the light and the dark. This is having to do actually with a recent discovery of black hole and or picture. Literally, this just came in. One of you shared this with me, is that there is now discovery. One, there's twofold here. One is that we're having a new perspective around black hole, and that also there's a black hole in the central sun. But the black and the darkness is not to be feared, because we are that. And the only reason that we're starting to see the dark in a new way is because we're awakening, is because we are becoming the light. And so every aspect of the unconscious self, which is that which has remained hidden to our field, is coming to the fore. So what sometimes we're going to experience are blockages. Acknowledging the blockages, see them, move in and through them. It's not, nothing is what we think it is, and nothing is what we've been taught it is. Even in the deepest and most ancient of our teachings, anything in word is still a distortion. There's only the feeling state of the oneness and the unity of self. That is the actualized aspect. So when it comes to the warrior prophecy, we are that. We're like light codes from the central sun, embodied as the rainbow of creation. And we are those frequency bands. Anyone who resonates with this basically is a rainbow child, is a rainbow warrior. We make up a constellation of energy that the planet has called for to break up the corrupted aspects of a denied soul. We all, and the earth denied the solar power, denied the connection to the universe, and thus got imprinted with control aspects and control programs. It doesn't really matter. It's here, it's got embedded, and we're the ones that are like shattering the illusion. And that's why our creativity, that's John's put a rainbow, and like John is like that, of a connector and also a channel of infinite creativity. So it's us tuning to our source point via the black hole, not the spark, not the divine spark, via a black hole of creation. It's us bringing that forth. It's us shining light into the black, shining light into the void. Be one with the void to reflect back the truth of your lightness, not the other way around. We are not here to be the light. We're actually here to merge with the darkness. But it's ourself. It's our self-hatred. It's our self-denial. Once we can accept the self of dark, once we can accept that we are the duality aspect, then we merge and we become the rainbow, right? We are the rainbow. Right? We have arrived. Fuck. We arrived. And it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey here to this point of recognition, which is why we all have such a resonant connection with Aborigine and Native tribes. We all come from them in essence, right? We all come from them, different bands, frequency bands of the rainbow. Grueling, absolutely grueling. But this is why and how we understand one another. We understand one another via the dark. It's the resonant connection that we feel, that the darkness and the trauma of ages have been fucking pressing us and pressing us and oppressing us and pressing us, and like we're literally finally crystallizing into the potency that we were born to be. Ugh. All directions. And this is to do with north, south, east, and west. In all directions come the rainbow warriors. Oh, so like the deeper waves that are coming through are just clearing out the densities. And because of some of you and what you shared, and because of the way I'm feeling it and getting impacted, I swear to God, we're just going to have to keep writing it out. The better we can get at just writing it out, the more light filled we become in the essence of the color band that we're here to live in. Now, ultimately, this is where the whole idea of the soul family and twin flame journey comes from. It's that we're from similar bands, belts. We're in a certain frequency belt. So all the reds would congregate, would vibe, would come together. The greens would all vibe. So, oh, like, oh my God, you guys are all my family, right? Holy hell, made some progress, right? Yeah, for sure. Oh, Aphrodite, girlfriend, you're so loved. You're just so freaking loved. Hey, Roots, good morning. Hey, look. La, 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 la. Green heart, green ray. So, like, my home, my frequency belt in the rainbow is the green ray. And so, like, I feel like family in your chats. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, if we're all resonating because of, like, where I've been and come from on this crazy journey called life, I know that the green ray is what's been guiding me all along. So, okay, and that's just giving me another insight. So there's like frequency belts, which are like where we've been guided to, and then we all make up different colors of the rainbow. And then with these tribes, and then with that kind of connection, it's what we're doing. This is so weird. So it's like how I'm hearing it and what we're doing. Imagine this idea of Earth falling into darkness, and Earth is surrounded by a beautiful rainbow as a protective divine field of cosmic ray energy, which upholds its spiritual essence and divinity. And then it goes into this part of the universe where it falls into darkness and the rainbow shatters. And that's where the crystals on this planet come from. The crystals from this planet are actually ethereal. They come from the ether. They come from the protective divine blueprint energy belt that once surrounded the earth. And so we are integrating those aspects to become that, but it's one and the same. Whatever's happening inside us and with us and between us is actually happening in the ethereal realms, that we're all connected way beyond the point of manifestation that we are here now. We're, in truth, we're connected to the infinite. And in truth, we're connected to the rainbow, which to me is the effective creation. It's the full manifested color of creation itself. The 3D matrix, as much as we see it as a fearful control system, is actually put in place to keep the planet intact as it moves through the darkness of the universe. Black holes aren't what we think they are. Nothing in the universe is. Because we are the universe. We are a reflection of the constellation. We just forget whenever this planet goes into darkness, there's some kind of control tactic that happens, and then humanity gets cut off. But that's why we call it an experiment, and that's why we call Earth the generation station. That is the perpetual loop of this cycle. The Earth's trajectory is always going in from light into darkness. It's the duality that we seek through for our own soul's expansion. And no shit, it's been a long time coming, you guys. We as a soul and as a family of souls, this here now is the only reason we ever came. It's now we're just starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together, right? We're just, yeah. I'm just hearing pure divinity with a splash of polarity to keep it real. Yeah, because I'm still very aware of like the humanness of it all, and like being like, oh yeah, remember the Earth story? I'm like, what is happening? A rainbow can be limiting though, like a prism. Okay, for Aphrodite. So that, though, that is the limited construct of the human mind, not the actual rainbow, not the actual ethereal, the ethereal blanket. The ethereal blanket doesn't have any lines like that. The ethereal blanket is just a like, and the colors, of course, they merge. There's only a few. There's only like what? I don't know the science, you guys, but there's like only 3 primary colors. Those base tones or baseline colors, that's what makes all the other colors, because they blend. And that's how we want to withdraw ourselves from the 3D construct of duality and black and white and rigidity, because there's no such thing. That is just beyond false. It is. And yet you can see how it fucks with us, right? Because we just get all caught up. We cut ourselves up. We deny the self. We put ourselves into these boxes. The ego then identifies with it as truth, and then we hold on to it and we contain ourselves to keep ourselves safe. But we can't continue on this road anymore. Our boxedness is actually killing us now. So we're now having to break out of the box, integrate all of the, there it is. This is what it is. It's that we have to integrate the full spectrum of the colors that we are. And it's not necessarily as cut and dry connected to the chakra system the way that we think. Again, the way I see it is more of an infinity belt. Oh, and this might be relevant. Sexual energy is going like this. Remember, sexual energy, there's 2 serpent. 1 black, 1 gold, or 1 white. 1 black, 1 white. Now, those 2, they converge, they meet, they spiral up from the base of the spine, from the sexual kundalini activation of creation itself. And then it winds itself up the spine. And each chakra point is where that serpent energy, the spiritual sacred energy of creation, interconnect. And each time those intersect, they merge. They merge the rainbow. So we could be doing our sexual activation energy via the base, moving up, but using the black and the golden, because, so here's my direct experience working with an energy healing way back in 2012. I was in denial of my black serpent, i.e. I was in denial of my own darkness. So basically means I was in denial of a whole bunch of shit, including a pretty important part of my power. And she said during the healing, she said, your serpent is out of control. She said, your golden serpent is just like, all over the place. And now I know why. Only today, right here now I know why she saw that serpent out of control, was because I was in total fucking denial of my black serpent. I was in total denial of like, look, like that makes me kind of embarrassed. But sexual fucking energy and like being sexy and all of that. I was like, oh no, I'm a good Catholic girl, not realizing that I was running the program. And then also going, love and light. But I just kept getting slammed by people that were lying and using me, because I was just putting a veil over everything and everyone. Everything is love and light. Everything in love and light. And now, finally, all those years later, because I've been doing the integrative work and the sexual work, it's like, holy shazbot. Seriously, something really profound and deep happens. Now that I'm working with my darkness, now that I'm working and integrating my own darkness, my energy vortexes, the right and the left, the black and the white, the male and the female, they're finally coming into unity. And this is how we in essence integrate every single color of the rainbow, because we integrate the light and the dark. We integrate the polarity to become the shimmering rainbow. But the rainbow can't be the rainbow if it's only focusing on yellow. Ha! Hi, you guys. Okay, I'm coming over to you with your comments. What'd you just say, Sarah? 2 years intensifying the moment. So this is where like roots, because I, like some of you, I feel a profound like a cosmic sister connection, some of it's like a cosmic divine friendship connection. Some are more sisterly because I actually feel like we weirdly look alike. It's bizarre. But anyway, So that doesn't surprise me. The Sarah, hi Sarah, by the way. The green sapphire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love is getting more intense by the day. Ooh, ooh, and that's a piece. Thank you for that, Sarah, about expanding to absorb. My Merkaba raised with the rainbow wave last year. Ooh. So you've basically put into words what also my direct experience in the physical vessel has been. These last 2.5 to 3 years for me, it's like I took a leap, and then love caught me. And ever since then, I've just been like riding this wave of love, hot, vibrashe. But again, as opposed to before always talking about love and light but actually secretly having all the shit, it's like I've released all the shit, and now the love light is just, it just helps to carry me through the darkness, which is like hatred, self-loathing, disgust, which is where I was this morning. What? But it helps me ride through the darkness and then reaching into higher and higher states of ecstasy, i.e., it helps me to be unified. It helps me to address the darkness and the light. And so that means, yes, our Merkabas are integrated. The rainbow children are here to stay, because otherwise we'd all be dead by now. Because that's what happened in all of our other lifetimes. Because anyway, so yeah, we're here. And I'm like, the rainbow is full. And none of us are blocked. It's always just a story because we were in denial of the black hole, or we feared the black hole. Now that it's full disclosure and we're all looking at it, the black hole, and there's so much corruption, including deep state, which none of us can deny anymore. We're all just going, oh, holy fuck. Oh my God. Fortunately, we come in peace. Right? Fortunately, we come in service to love. So humans don't have anything to worry about as we land and shine. Because that's all we're here to do, my friends. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is be yourself. Some days yourself is like, that's me a lot. But sometimes I'm also like, and then it's, OMG, also FYI, new energies of just this like pure childlike giddiness that I can't even contain. It like bubbles out of me and I'm just like, this is so exciting and so fun. What the F is coming? I have no idea. But it's exciting, and let's just be honest, the fact that we are family here, we're all getting a lot better at just holding space, and that's how we know we accomplished a transformation, is that we're just can be okay with it all being a big hot mess. You know? And it's nice to finally get to a point, regardless of how much fucking hysteria and confusion is going on, it's nice to get to a point of being like, guys, we're all right. You know, we're all right. We got this. I know that the masses still look at us like we're cray cray. But we're not. We're not cray cray. We're here to bring love. We're here to bring light. Limitless love. Yeah, limitless. I'm oh, I can feel it. Similar, these different awarenesses, these different portals, these different visions are really, really opening up. And I think a flower like the lotus is very symbolic of our infinity recycling and clearing. It's that, and this is kind of huge, right? For this community, just know that at this stage, most of that which we're clearing is collective. Most of what we clear at this point, all the hatred that's coming up still, is still a wave of density, energetic, that humans trapped in the illusion, they don't know how to clear it. They don't know how to process. They're so disconnected from emotion. So stuff is impacting them in the ethereal and they just don't know what to fucking do. So those of us who dwell there are getting bombarded by the energies. So if possible, do what you can to ignore the circumstances and just drop in. That's kind of all I do. And that might seem absolutely insane and ridiculous to a lot of people, but that's my life. I spend a lot of time just sitting with waves of energy that are clearing themselves out of my body, and I'm sitting with them to discern what they are. And the fact that there's a lot of hatred and contempt coming through right now shows me and tells me that the masses are awakening and they're having a really hard time processing and dealing with the amount of hatred that they harbor toward their brothers and sisters and themselves. That's what love does. Love, the energy, the purity of love shows us where we are conflicted, shows us that which is untrue. So now that those of us who have been doing this work for, I would say anywhere, well, a lot of us would have had a trigger point around 2012, the Mayan prophecy of the end times. Many of us were kind of shattered then. 2012 was the year we went boom, we came online. But manifestation as a concept has been part of our lives for most of us since early childhood, actually. So what we're having to integrate and acknowledge is that we've been on the manifestation path for the entirety of our existence here. We just, we as the Rainbow Warriors, I don't like that. It makes me feel ego-y. Anyway, the warriors of light, the Rainbow Warriors, we had to incarnate a few times to understand what the control pattern is, what that is, and that's why we uncover all the stuff with the draconians, the archon grid, and the demiurge, is that we've been playing with these guys for a long time. So we understand the dark forces deeply, and pretending like we don't is a big ball of shit. Because most of us in our galactic cycles have been in wars with these certain control energies in our universal play dance, because that's what it is, continual. Regardless of what dimension or realm that you're playing in, there's always a conflict because it creates drama. Rah! That's what we like, you guys. Whether we're spiritual angelic being, which a lot of us have been that in our Pleiades star system or what have you, or Angel, you're still gonna fight the baddies because otherwise you'd just be like, Angel, boring. Right? So in every realm, there's always duality in a way of a battle, because that creates tension, which is creation itself. If you don't die, if we don't have an awareness of death and darkness, there is no awareness of its counterpart, life and light. And all we do as beings is swing between the two. Any construct or idea that tries to tell us that we have to do something to get it, that you have to be more pure to be spirit, you have to cut out this to do that, is a form of divisive control. Because we are all that is. We are the full color and spectrum of the rainbow. We are the pure light and we are the pure dark. What we have, though, is a kind of control system that propagates the fear, which keeps people in this low-level frequency projection. The Rainbow Warriors are here to kind of go, like, if you don't want to live there, you can jump out. And the way we share and the way we do is our teaching, not anything else other than that. So straight up, you guys, like, this is one of those kind of shares that I am going to have to watch back because, like, I don't exactly know what I've said other than we are the Rainbow Warriors. And that I'm emosh today, and that I've gotten some feedback from you guys is that there's just heavy energy. Pardon me. And then one of you guys has also shared the, like, And I really resonate with this, and I res with other people that I work with, collaboratively or professionally. It's that there seems to be this quite radical dynamism of contrast back and forth, like feeling high and ecstatic one day, and then the next day you're like, what is life? Ah! And that again has to do with the bombardment of light quotient energy, that photonic belt stuff, that energy that's coming through. I don't know the science, but it's like high, inspirational, love, light. Isn't this fantastic? Okay, let's keep going there. But what happens is that with the infinity loop, every time we reach a higher state, we're going to have to go back and clean up any density that could lower us from going where that projection is. The imagination is a cycle. We're always cycling and recycling the vision that we're creating based on the feedback and the bioresonance that we receive in the present moment. Every single moment is us like reworking, how do we vision it, and then allowing those manifestations to come in, which they are. OMG, could we have been on any more of a gargantuan mish of life? Because finally the planets are in our favor, you guys. And I actually understand the light body Merkaba and why sexual power is super important. And Tantra's closer, but it's not it. And there's a reason why it gets shut out and laughed at and ridiculed. Our sexuality does have to do with our wholeness, and because most of us are so deeply, heavily programmed to shame ourselves, that's why we can't access the sexual power. Sexual power doesn't necessarily have anything to do with sex, by the way, the act of sex. Sexual power is to do with a potent, creative energy. It links back to what I was talking about, the gold serpent and the black serpent. Work with serpent energy. Oh, and this is huge. This is definitely relevant to this community, the Merkaba activations. A lot of us have intuitively been working on our Merkaba. The Merkaba structure, we want to have that in place because that is the protective kind of torus field that we create around us. Once you're aware in your awareness, once you're aware that your Merkaba has been fixed in place and that you're vibrating with your Merkabic energy, then you're wanting to go within and start working with the serpents. Because your Merkaba is going to protect you from the external forces. The inner work is what's going to help to alchemize our new code. The serpent harmonizing frequencies from the within is what allows us to keep rising. The Merkaba keeps us safe from the external, the EMFs, the radio frequencies, all that fear programming that we could potentially think is in our airwave, thus breathing in chemtrail. We need our Merkaba to protect us from that energy. Basically, the Merkaba of our own vortex is what anything that coming into our field gets harmonized before it touches us. And then the inner work is like the elixir work of, so that in purity, we are projecting out the unity field, not other. Hence why this is kind of calling out some bullshit, but this is why in truth, any like programs we're trying to sell that tell people it's going to help them reach enlightenment. And I'm not putting my own courses in there because my courses are just, it's just physical stuff. It's like, don't buy as much plastic, stop eating meat. It's just kind of like physical, practical stuff people can do. Meditate, but when it actually comes to the deeper energy work, only the self can do that for the self, hence self-responsibility. And why I don't buy into marketing, because I don't want to manipulate people. I literally just am putting out a heart call and seeing who comes in. Hi family. Clearly you guys have been meant to find me because you just found me, So then I want to, because let's be honest here. If I was going to tell you guys, oh yeah, I made 10,000 and I did a whole marketing campaign, it'd be off, wouldn't it? It'd be off. I'm like that. I'm not interested in how to market my products and services so that I can make more money in a false economy that just enslaves people. I'm interested in true divine manifestation like our bro Jesus did. Like, go get the fish from the sea, bring back thousands. Here, look, no bread, bread, no bread, bread. I'm like, that's what we're talking about. Because then when we embody the Merkaba and the light from within, we shine, and then it's undeniable. then nobody can deny. And this is what I mean about the rainbow children are now coming together, because we understand what each other means, and you're understanding on a certain level intuitively what I'm talking about. So we're not crazy to each other, and that's really important, because most of us have been to cray cray going, like, trying to heal from all these invisible persecution wounds. People are like, what's wrong with you? Why are you so fucking emotional? Why are you so sensitive? I don't know. Ah! You know, and then all these years later, I'm like, holy shazbot, you guys. We are putting some pieces together and it bridges dimensions and timelines. It's so beyond this weird Matrix story that you're just like, but don't worry. We're the Rainbow Warriors. We're going to make sense of all this and help humanity one breath at a time. One sacred, divine, unifying breath at a time. We are going to help our brothers and sisters wake the fuck up, and eventually we're going to live in a lot more harmony and peace. Lots of us already are, let's be honest. We're living a lot more. Like, heck, Clear Vibration just got back from Cowie, or Cowie, sorry. You know, you've just come back from this exquisite bubble of creation where people are healing and loving and da-da-da-da. So you and I, we know when we're holding space, when we're in these worlds, we're like, holy shazbot, the new world, it's here. It's fully effing here. We're just going to have to keep moving to it and accept the fact that there's highs and them lows, and them highs and them lows. But remember, like Bashar talks about, it's like this. Ah! It's not going like this. And it's definitely not going like this. Ooh. Although our pain body would tell us that. Ah, I don't know what's happening, so I'm probably just going like this. Except that's not true. In an evolutionary sense, there's always going to be, I always see it, there's a whole bunch of aspects. The scientific wave function means we're going up and down the energy waves. One day excitement, next day nervous bullshit. And then the spiral is the pattern. So we all have patterns, and patterns within patterns. So in essence, life is not linear at all. It's in our energy body, we feel the highs and the lows. In the mental scape, we can see patterns and patterns and patterns. And the way we evolve the pattern is by shining light into the energetic frequency of that pattern and then choosing to reprogram it with something better. That's the power of our choice, which, of course, most of us gave our total power to an external choice maker. And that's what we're reclaiming. Not through techniques or external force. This is what the Fearless Life Guide teaches, and this is why it's powerful. And there's no dogma around it, which is probably why, anyway, that doesn't matter. Anywho, it's because you don't need me. And you don't need the teachings. You don't need anything external from you. What the Fearless Life Guide is sharing or teaching us is that every single thing around you is your teacher and your guide. There's no specific technique. And actually, there's no such thing as ascension. That's an archon grid. Because the ascension, because in truth, the ascension is no different than advertising. Ascend. And then follow the rules to ascension. There are no rules to life, you guys. You're the only rule maker. I know. With great power comes great responsibility. I gotta say, this is like one of my new sweaters. It's from a charity shop, obvi. And I like, you know, when you buy something new and you just want to wear it all the time. So I did. I like wore it nonstop. And of course, the 2 days that I happened to wear it, I'm like cooking curry, splash the curry all over myself, and then I even put stain remover and everything. And this is where, like, part of my child essence, like, I used to, like, cry. If I went to school and, like, fell and got muddy, I would, like, have a breakdown. I'm talking, like, I'm fucking 5 years old having a breakdown because my clothes are dirty. Like, what the F? Anyway, so here, I'm like, can you guys see? Basically, there's, like, little mini stains. And I'm like, this is the flip for me. But it's like, because I used to put so much pressure around like cleanliness, I now flip the other way. I'm like kind of proud of myself. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm wearing a stained sweater and I don't even fucking care, but I do a little bit because I wouldn't be mentioning it otherwise. Anyway, you guys, I think that's it for me. I'm going to spend some time. I want to read more of your guys's comments. It'll work because Hey, Anna, thank you. You're talking about my sweater, aren't you? Thank you. Or baby laundry detergent made for solid foods. It works really good. You're talking about stain removers, aren't you? Why, thank you. Why, thank you very much. We love your stains and we can't see. Oh, see? So the stain remover worked a little bit, but I can see in real time color. I can definitely see the little, it's the turmeric. It's those yellow spices that they put in all Indian dishes that are hardcore stain. And I did Tide stick and then I did a stain remover and still up you go. Ray Sleeper, touche, my friend, touche. But then you could say it's like my Merkaba's teaching me, right? What are you saying? This is something about manifestation. It proved to me that I'm always taken care of. The story even gets more incredible. I can't type it all. Clear vibrations. That's why we res, because so many of us have been in this truthful path where life supports us. Life fucking supports. But some of us, and this is where I'm like, this is interesting to me because it attacks the privilege stuff, or not attack. I'm not here to attack, but it addresses some of the underlying privilege stuff. Is that money is a control tactic, straight up, across the board, which is why a lot of this stuff is archon fucking smoke and mirrors. I.e., oh yes, let's all base our worth on our fucking bank accounts. Well, that doesn't work because but then we have to go back generations and figure out where the money came from, how people got it, blah, 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 right? So the truth is, those of us totally breaking free, I too have had those cycles where bottoming out. I'm not gonna give myself this money to try to control me or control other people. I want to see the truth of how benevolent this universe really is. So I'm gonna let go of all that. And I don't want to be a fucking slave. So I'm not gonna sell my soul for money. That's for damn sure. I wanna figure it out in truth, in harmony, right? So yeah, it's like, hello. And people show up to help us. People show up to give. People same, I've had people take me in. I've had people, like some of the most humble, these are some of my best friends now, but like people really with very little who would like pretty much give me everything they have so that I could, uh, 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 I'm fucking emotion, right? Hi, Kurt. How are you, my friend? Sarah Best. I had to swallow teeth to accept help. Interesting. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? Because again, the money construct has us all playing these games, playing these ego games. So that's what the fucking ego deaths are all about. Is that if I have no money, I can't fucking play people. I just have to be of service. But that's where I've seen the dark side of creation, right? And I've been this naive thing, and then I'm like, love and light, yoga community, spirituality. Everyone has these pure intentions, right? And then people just pick me up and throw me out when I'm not making them any money, or when I'm not sucking their dick or whatever. Sorry for the language, you guys. And no, I've never been in that situation. I've never sold sexual favors for money, but I've been abused, and I've on that level, and I sometimes I feel like I get that venom. It's like this venom that comes out of me because I am still healing my abuse patterns and finding compassion for my abusers who are blind, and in fear, basically. And I know it because of the interactions that I've had. And that's how I witness people's fear actually sucking other people into their program of divide and conquer, and weirdly making people like us the devil's work, or again persecution. But there again, I can see why karma, all of these karmic cycles I've just survived were cycles where these people would have fucking hung me or killed me or burned my village down. So I'm just like, yeah, stay away from me now, please. Like, for real, I have love and compassion for you, but I don't want you around me. The karma's too intense, but love and light, you're going to get through it too. If we've been through it, everyone. Yeah, limitless love. I look down right away and I see hence to each their own. Precisely. It's just the fact that I don't want to control people, but I also want to be free. That's one and the same. Most people try to control to make themselves feel free, but that's not freedom. That's control. So, right? It's like, hello, boom, 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 boom. There. And that's the idea of the empath. We have such awareness of the pain that we carry that most of us have wanted to be and work through that. And now that we're starting to work through that, we're seeing, yeah, boundaries, right? Well, we're just seeing, and to me, it's resonance, it's vibration. It's not like I have to put the boundary there, but my vibration is my own boundary. As soon as when I'm not, like, I'm, in fairness, since my last like clear out, I've not been inviting that kind of energy. And the distinguishing energies are or rather the contrasting energies of these new people that I'm attracting into my life are, it's just like a new, you guys, this is like a new world. I'm living in a new world. I'm living as a new person from the person I was even a year ago, even 2 years ago. And yet there's a memory, there's like a distant memory of the childhood and the adolescence, but it's like watching a movie. It's like watching someone else's life. Because the truth in this moment is like, this is all I this is all I've ever really known, right? Like this deep truth that I'm now shining and sharing out with you guys, this is really all I've ever known. And yet, because of all the trauma and the impact and the imprints, everything else I've had to like shed and delayer and take off and become bare. And now that makes sense. And like, of course, people are frightened of that. Imagine just watching a crazy lady walking through the street naked. Regardless of what we're doing on the physical plane, if we're doing this work, we're shedding. We're becoming raw and open and vibrating such clarity that people are like, because we trigger unworthiness, we trigger wounds in people just by our presence. And then people would then persecute me, being like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you're so fucking special? And I'm like, no, 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 I don't. I'm just being myself. You know, like, i.e., we can see the victim. I'm just being myself. Okay, I'll be happy. Okay, I'll do what I told. Like, so you can see how the fear fucking shuts us down. Hence why a lot of us have to completely withdraw. And I always permission that. There's a step in it in the book. The book is, it outright, it says you can withdraw. You don't have to give anything to this world. You don't owe anything to the world out there. You're here for yourself. You're here for your journey, your growth, your joy, no one else's. You know, and it's only that corrupted narcissistic world that would be like, you have to abide, you must obey. Fast track on the road to healing, right? Limitless love for rizzles, right? Like, this is where I'm like, yeah, even though I wouldn't say that because patience has been a kind of challenge for me my whole life, but like straight up, I know, even though as well, everything feels completely like, nothing. This has been like the weirdest year of my life. And there's nothing. And yet I'm like, there is something happening, you guys. Oh, Aphrodite. Let me go up. I want to go up because you guys are loving and supporting each other, which I love. Kurt Mail, this last year has been difficult for me. I'm with you, bud. And it's like paradoxical because these last 3 years for me in many ways have been like the most exhilarating and exciting and the most freeing. And I felt completely free and liberated in my body and like fearless and da 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 and all these things. And then, but then there's been all these cycles, which then on the other side and like sexual awakenings and like all of the like, yeah, like profound emotional storms that I just wouldn't have been able to survive in my previous incarnation, i.e. my 20s and adolescence. But so one level, there's like more joy and excitement and sense of power. And then, but yeah, but then on the flip side of that, and I don't want to scare you guys about any of this stuff, but like there's just this other part of me that's completely dead to the world. And it scares even me, but I think it's just my ego that it scares because I don't feel frightened in truth when I say stuff like that. I just don't want anything from that world and I don't have anything for it. People want answers from me or they want this, that, or the other. And I'm like, I don't necessarily have anything for you other than like we can meet and be and share. And if it feels good, I'll continue. If it feels like, "Ugh," then I'll probably walk away. And I would always permission others to do the same, which is why I would never force people to work with me or try to manipulate people, because I want the truth. I want people to come into this field in earnest, not because they want something, not because they want to get more recognition from the world or make more money. Although there's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying at all. However, we want to get really clear about, why do we want all this stuff? Why? Why more money? Because a lot of us, and I see this being played out in the world, a lot of people are being driven to the more of the physical world from a very core wound of unworthiness, a very deep, deep core wound of unworthiness. So a lot of these wealthy billionaire folk in the world are actually very scarred little boys that are trying to prove their worth. Donald Trump, that Amazon, you know what I mean? Amazon man, the tech guys. These are people, and no different than our yoga teacher girls and me. I'm one of those girls of like, oh yeah, look at me, celebrity, aren't I special? Aren't I important? Look at me, and all my fancy things, whatever. It's like I literally just did a really vulnerable share where I cried pretty much the whole way, because I was having to address that part in me, which is like the paradox of self-hatred, is that there's this thing of like the desire for recognition and attention, but I know it's not true. That's why I keep hitting up against it, and it triggers this wound. This triggers this like, but I know it's not true. So anyway, you guys are like my buds. You guys are like my childhood friends that I used to save up my pennies and so we could walk to the store every Saturday and buy some sweets. You guys, we're like meet up once a day and be like, so what the heck is going on? None of us really know, but it's okay because there's joy and there's love. There's a lot of love here, and that's the most important thing, and non-judgment. And if I'm honest with you guys, I still get messages from people telling me that I fucked it and they don't want to listen anymore. And then I have to process, and then eventually I just come back because I'm like, yeah, but some people are still here, so it's okay. And also, I remember when I was working with a backer and really setting All to Love up, I had this thing of like, no one left behind, no love left behind. So here is a kind of space where I'm going to work on loving you even when you don't love me. And I'm going to work on finding love and compassion and forgiveness for all of life, even the people who reject me and like push me out and deny me. I will find love. However, I will also be responsible, and I will always choose my desire. And it might just be that I don't want to hang out with you and I don't want to talk to you, but I will find love in my heart for you, and I will find forgiveness and compassion and all that kind of stuff as well. And I would encourage you guys to do the same, fellow rainbow warriors. Fellow rainbow warriors, just find your love, but stay true to it. Stay true to your loving heart. And the better you get at doing that, the less other people will be able to control and manipulate you, which is the truth of humanity's emancipation. We can only be truly free when we're truly free. And we can only help one another be truly free when we're truly free. And money ain't got nothing to do with it, people. Money, just like spirituality, is just more smoke and mirrors, I'd say, that will potentially lead us astray and divide us from the truth of our unity. You guys, I have a lot of love for you, and you know it to be true. Why? Why and how? It's that I practice loving myself, regardless of the fact that I'm just a big fuck up human. Like, yeah, that's why it's easy for me, because I'll just always put my hands up and go, okay, I did it. Blame me, attack me, persecute me. Fine. I'm still just gonna love you. I'm just gonna still shine my light for you and pray for you. The fuck? So that's it, you guys. Hey, I'm sending you all a big heart love vibrashe. Because we're one here. You get that, right, you guys? You feel it. You feel it. And so I'm just like, let's just keep showing up for each other and let's just keep supporting each other to the best of our ability because I don't have much, but I have so much love. Like I have so much fucking love for this world and these people and it fucking pisses me off. And most of my life I've wished that I didn't feel so much and I wished that I didn't care so much. And I've had people tell me like you just need to fucking shut down and stop feeling. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm sure if I do that, then I'd just deny myself and then I'd just be ineffective and I'd probably just end up being on some antidepressant. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And I'd probably just stay 4 or 5 sizes bigger than I want to be. And, and so now I'm like more and more and more and free, but the freedom doesn't look like anything anyone ever told me it would. And I'm like, but we're here and we're beginning to remember. We're all connected and we're one and we're parts of the rainbow that protected this realm. And we're here to bring it back. And I'm just like, holy balls. I was going to swear a whole bunch, but then I stopped myself. So shutting down will give you inflammation disease. Well, shutting down is ultimately what creates all sickness and disease across the human field. Truth be told. Nothing but love. Oh, roots. You guys. In terms, I just see money becoming less of a something to collect and preserve at all costs towards something we use to contribute. Kurt. That's it. That's it. But this is like, that's been my perpetual thing forever. I'm like, guys, can't you see that this external thing we call money doesn't actually have any real value? That we're the ones placing the value on it? Like, really? What you're saying is the truth. I'm like, we should just be sharing our most creative and natural God-given gifts with one another so that we ourselves can be joyful expressions of that. And then that's what we're sharing with each other. We're sharing joyful expressions of that rather than hiding it and pretending like these things are more valuable than one another because it's not true. Do you like how I have my toilet? Still clearing stuff, right? Money is a myth. That's why it's so hard to I know. We're working on it, right? We're going to navigate. We're going to continue to find the ways to do it, right? Oh, Brace Lover, you're hilarious. Thanks for being here. Oh, Kurt, right? And I guess that's why we all rise, is that for some reason we have had quite a like resonant life path. I'm like, and it's so weird to get to this point because I'm like, yeah, exactly. My whole life people have said that. And I'm like, but I still do this residue stuff of like, is that right? Like, yeah, I'm like, we're supposed to feel, and so there's still this kind of outworking. I know, clear vibrations. So everybody, FYI, me and Clear Vibrations are going to run a retreat. We've connected via Luna. Now we're going to run a retreat. Don't know where exactly. Maybe even twice a year. I'm not sure. And I feel like maybe we have one that's like super affordable and then maybe one that's just a little bit more luxurious. But I don't even know. I'm not even sure how that feels. So pardon me. I'm thinking, yeah, probably one US way. So we're thinking one in Hawaii somewhere. Pardon me. We're already working on it. See, we're totally working on it. And you guys are getting like privilege insights about our retreats. So one Hawaii. I know, because I need to go to Hawaii. I'm definitely being called to Hawaii. I know I am. Like Valley called me. I'm like, fuck, I have to go to these places. So one in Hawaii, and then I'm feeling maybe like one over this way. So possibly one in Morocco. I've had 3 retreats in Morocco, and huge vortexual energy in Africa, right? So I feel like when we're purely guided, that it's like vortexual energy on the planet that helps us clear and heal stuff in integrity and in unity and in reflection. So there's some clarity when we're shifting, which we all know that when we're all by our lonesome selves and we're having to clear and feel all the stuff, it can be so isolating and scary and frightening. So Clear, listen, I think we've possibly just nailed down our location. So we have one in Kuwait, we have one in Morocco. And that means, from my perspective, they both can be pretty freaking affordable. And I know that we can max out. So we can, I think it's 15 to 20 people Kawi, and we can do, I think, up to 16 people in Morocco as well, because there's a new space that's opened up for us there. So, oh, and I wanted to say hello. Somebody from New Zealand popped up here, and I feel like you've joined us a couple of times. Zena. Hi, Zena. How are you, my friend? Who else grew up watching the Care Bears? And like straight up legit, my friends. I'm like, seriously, that's like me. You say Care Bears, and I'm like, literally, that is my life. I just shine the Care Bear love hot vibrashe all around the world. And I stay pretty introvert, pretty isolated, but I feel that that stuff might change. But the thing is that I'm pretty committed to like human interaction needs to be as clear as possible. So I tend to just purely be guided, but there's safety here. And so I feel like this community, hence why we're being guided, come together, hold space, have retreat, is that there's work for us to do in various layers and levels of this realm. And it's only through interaction and connecting to one another that we can continue to lock in and anchor in the new realities that we're here to birth. Like Kurt, I know you're part and parcel of creating resource-based economy, which is the bridging process. However, for us to integrate and embody the bridge is sometimes easier if we're all together reflecting stuff and integrating it. So yes, I'm so getting that as far like, because I was quite submitted and depressed these last few months, and I'm just realizing like it's people, it's community. I've healed enough and transformed enough, and I'm not frightened of ridicule. So I'm just going to come out, be myself, and trust, and just keep flowing. But I am calling in people, like actual people in community more so. So this is exciting stuff, you guys. I'm excited to see. Oh, this is really weird. I've been getting a vision of like a university. I have no idea what it is. It's a university campus. And this could be just purely something about my own path. But I'm not sure if that's relevant to one of you guys. And or there's something going on in the world of academia, I believe, and it's again pretty destabilizing. Anyway, any woo woo. So you guys, I'm gonna shoot off. But not really. I'm just gonna sign off. And this might be relevant. I've been carrying holding these throughout the share, quartz and tiger's eye and selenite. They might be calling out to some of you guys. I'm not sure. Yeah, right. 99 lock and load. Okay, you guys. Fraggle Rock. I loved that show. Fraggle Rock, Care Bears, My Little Pony, like all of the rainbow. The rainbow, of course. Rainbow Bright. Something just moved in my drawer when I said that, you guys. Of course. We grew up with that. Holy Shazbot, my friends. We are the Rainbow Warriors. Ah! We're the Rainbow generation, right? Of course, it makes perfect sense. Well, I'm glad it makes sense to you guys, because I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other people that'll be like, why is Molly talking total nonsense? I'm like, because you live in a world that I escaped from. Okay. Right? Rainbow Bright and the Color Kids, fucking Care Bears. It was like prophecy. It was like, of course, premonition, prophetic seed planting in our consciousness for now. Like, guys, it all makes sense. And there's all these webs of creation, which are connected to constellations and star systems, which we are that. We're just peeling back layers, which are helping us rise and be true. Can't wear it near electronics. Donashe Fraggle Rock! Mwah! Love you guys. I just love you guys. And so yay, thank you to Clear Vibrations who's initiated the retreat stuff. But yes, it's definitely gonna happen, you guys. And All to Love will probably do 2 a year. I'd love to make it as affordable for everybody as possible, but obviously for Clear and I to also highest serve, which means we're supported as well. So yoga and just peace, love, heart, care bear, vibrashe. Let's be honest, that's the way it is. Yeah, I'm so happy as well, Karen. Okay, you guys, Danielle, Banush, love to you all. I love the fact that there's a recognition here of our rainbow warrior essence, and that we're here for like beauty and rainbow love, freedom love, and that we're safe to be who we are, and we're safe to have ecstatic pleasure in our lives in any way we desire. I love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. I do hope that all of this was somehow useful to you. Maybe even a little bit of cheeky entertainment. Right? Right. I love you guys. I have so much love for you, and I can't wait to speak to you soon. Limitless love, Clear. Let's chat. We'll talk. And guys, we'll keep you posted. Me and Clear Vibrations will for sure keep you posted on the dates. As soon as we got them, we'll give them to you. And yeah, we'll start taking bookings. Love you guys. Bye 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 bye. Is it weird? Is it weird that I'm just hugging my screen? I'm like, I love you guys. Seriously, but seriously though, so fucking thankful for you guys. Thanks for turning up. You've come just in the nick of time. Love you. Bye 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 you everyone. Bye bye bye. Thanks for being here, you guys.